The reality is that I want to share the same story about New York really quickly before we begin the meeting. In New York, the CEO of Compass raised $500 million to compete in the real estate space. And his comment was that in 5 years from now, you're going to buy a Tesla. And you're going to go out with your clients, and at night you're going to park your car in your driveway. And in the morning you're going to find out how much money your car made through Uber. Did you get me? You're going to buy a Tesla, you're going to park it in the driveway in the evening, and in the morning you'll have an Excel sheet of how much money your car made through Uber. I want your minds to work in variable ways. Variable ways means that Uber does not own any cars either. You follow where I'm going with this? It's deeper than just owning a car. There's companies who don't own anything but yet are in that space. So the same person who wants to disrupt real estate completely stood on stage and said, technology is designed for the consumer to win in every way, shape, and form in a human industry. Did you catch that one? He basically admitted that the realtor will never be eliminated. He basically admitted that the human touch will always be required, and not to fear technology, but to embrace it and ask yourself, how can it make your business and your client's experience better? For example, Broker Bay is talking about how to make the appointment process better and how we can embrace it to help our clients make you look better. MoveSnap, once again, it's not eliminating the realtor, it's actually helping you to make it better. iGuide, clients are asking for things like virtual realities and different ways of seeing things to make it more convenient. So when we were in actual New York, somebody stood up and said, the buyer of tomorrow, and you have to also decipher between good technology and bad technology in ways that people want to get into your purses and get into your pocketbooks. So one of the people said, well, I can't wait. You know, what you got to do is give your clients a phone, buy my service, so when your clients walk into the house, they can hold their phone up, and the phone, which will look where my eyes are, the phone will actually point all the nice moldings and the new hardwood floors and the chicken in the stove. And I'm like, are you, sorry, almost came out. Are you kidding me? If I'm in the house, I'm going to be looking at the hardwood floors and at the corner and at the moldings. And I don't care about having a kitchen in the oven, right? I really want to look at the project going there. So be careful and to not get caught up in spending money because they're all trying to sell you something. But the services that we're offering here today, we have a hard time getting all that information to you, all the noise that happens in the marketplace. So we thought by starting off our meeting by having this information, provided to you. Got it?
The theme for 2018 is leadership and teamwork. Are you a facilitator, a motivator, an advisor, an educator? Are you going to be all those things to all your clients in 2018? Because I'll tell you, make no mistake, the history sometimes forges forward for the future. If you look at 2016, it started off with the CBC Marketplace. CBC Marketplace, where it actually exposed several realtors in our industry of bad practices, using double lending to secure their own fees, or giving an advantage to their own client over anybody else. It's remarkable sometimes that I get phone calls even from outside or inside our own team that say, Tim, how am I going to do this, or the other? And I always answer the same way. The fact that you called me to ask me means that we shouldn't be doing it. You already know the answer. So if you already know the answer, then we need to elevate ourselves and be sure that we give that right example. We never put our own self-interest in front of anybody else. Sorry to interrupt, but Daniel's always disconnecting. Give me the clicker if you don't mind. I've gone back to this. It's a sign. I made a smart-ass comment about technology and me being techie, and he took it away from me. So 2016 actually ended, or started, with a lot of supply and inventory plummeting, forcing values to go up extensively and very quickly. What we experienced was historical lows, where at one point in March, we were counting supplies on the marketplace in days, not in weeks and not in months. For those of us who understand what that means, is that if a house in certain pockets was not listed within a few days, there was nothing for sale. Yet you had 15, 20, or 30 buyers wanting to buy for that same property. That exponentially grew the market, like excelled the marketplace very quickly. And for those of you like me who've been around in 1988 and 1989, you were seeing a lot of offers and values far beyond anything that made any sense whatsoever. And when that happens, you have fear. The fear is, as myself as a broker owner, that the cliff is just around the corner. The difference in 1989 to today, and even 2018, is that the economy, the employment numbers, and all the drivers that Toronto has compared to what was before is very different. I'm not going to dive too deep into this because we have an amazing panel, but I just want to touch on that. And then in 2017, we had government intervention with the Ontario Fair Housing Plan. We had the foreign tax, even though it was proven that foreign investment was under 5%. We had regulating the Airbnb. What's really remarkable about all this is that here you are, everybody wants innovation, and the moment that innovation starts, they start regulating it. Which proves that we do need some regulation, because without some regulation, it becomes a wild, wild west. The vacancy tax, which thankfully was postponed until post-election now. So I doubt the vacancy tax will come into the city until maybe September or October of next year, because there's so much going on. You have the stress test, and I don't know the type where you go on a treadmill to find out if you're healthy. I'm talking about the stress test is the one where they actually want to see what you can and cannot afford. Let's not be naive, ladies and gentlemen. They're just looking at how much room there is to raise rates. Because we don't give Canadians enough credit with how they manage their finances. During the market dip that happened after March, I sincerely, on stage, on stage, being recorded, we did not have any transactions not closed due to the marketplace and financing. Nikki's in the room. I asked her, did I not? I did the report. We had no transaction. There was trouble, but they ended up closing. Now, we did get mutual releases. It's very hard to gauge every mutual release, because it could be financing, it could be inspection, it could be other things. But as a broker owner myself, I would get a phone call from our realtors, from our agents, and I would get a phone call from the broker of record, the other officer manager, talking about, we have a problem. They bought it at 1.5 and they could only get financing for 1.2. Those calls were very few, they ended up closing. And then of course, Throw in between the whole competition bureau thing, where it created a whole frenzy of how's our industry going to change moving forward. Just to give you a quick update, only because I have that hat on right now, there has been a stay approved, there is an appeal in process. Nothing more we can say about that, but it's business as usual for at least 3 or 4 more years, in my opinion, so there's no use stressing over something that we don't know how long it's going to take. So that brought me to thinking about 18 and the mentality and the approach that we need to take as business operators. Because make no mistake here, you are all individual businesses. And I'd like you to think as what sailors think like. Sailors signed up for the storm. Not one single sailor did not sign up to be a sailor and not think there won't be a storm in the open seas. But sailors actually know their vessel inside and out. They know exactly every component of that ship and what needs to be done to make sure that it is saved. Not one sailor thinks to himself, I'll do that tomorrow. I'll figure out the rudder thing some other time. Right? The engine thing some other day. And no matter what the market brings forward, there will still be over 90,000 sales this year. So if there's going to be 90,000 sales, what are you going to do to get yours? So the secret is stop competing with this guy. It's been proven through a study that the attention span of a goldfish is 9 seconds. It's also been documented recently that the average attention span of a human being because of mobile devices is 8 seconds. I want you to think about how much noise exists and how the goldfish has more attention than a human being today. And all you have to do is think about where you carry your phone and what you read, no matter what you're doing, how many times you look at it, how many times you thought, maybe I'll skip this meeting because there's something more important, or like I got sidetracked from something, right? That's not the case. The case is you have to remain focused. The sailor mentality. The sailor mentality also talks about your business. Do you understand your numbers? Do you understand your clients? Do you understand the marketplace? Trev released an economic outlook, and hopefully you have the opportunity to review it. If you haven't, it's online. You can forward you a copy. It's a fantastic read. I'm actually, now as president, so proud of seeing just how deep these studies go across so many different channels. There was one stat that I really like a lot, was 74% of buyers surveyed still feel very confident and have every intention of buying a home this year. 74%. So 26% don't feel the same way because of the stress test, because they can't afford it, and other reasons like that. I will share with you that 20% of all buyers right now live in a condo townhouse, owners live in a condo townhouse, or semi-detached property. Only 20%. Yet that is the most affordable area of real estate today, and the one that will be the most targeted going forward. And the highest appreciation of value will be in those 3 places. And proof of that is, let's look at the numbers of what happened at the end of 17. At the end of 17, detached homes and more highly expensive homes came off the peak of March, while condos roared. You don't need to be like, it's not rocket science. It's right there. It's right in the black and white. That if you really want to capitalize on the marketplace, attack that what's been called the Trev, the missing middle, right? That's an area that needs to be looked at. The market will be off to a slower start, but there's no question in my mind, from the numbers that we've been seeing, that the slower start's already passed. Larry and I this morning were talking about how many phone calls we dealt with and emails we dealt with in the last 24 hours, 36 hours, of realtors from other brokerages CCing me or him. I'm not sure, Jen, I haven't talked to you about that yet. CCing us on offers they're sending our agents. Why? Because there's a frenzy already. They want to make sure that their offer is been presented, has been acknowledged as receipt. So we're actually getting a lot of realtors right now who are competing for values. We've seen 70, 80, 120 over ask already in certain neighborhoods. And it's only February the 6th. Okay, so the market is really bubbling up. It's just time to get out there, work with your database, and every single realtor I've spoken to has 3, 4, or 5 listings coming up. How many would agree with that number? How many have a lot in the pipe? See, there's a lot of hands going up. There's a lot in the pipe. So my advice to you is put it up now, because if you wait 2 or 3 more weeks, you'll be competing with more supply. How many people know how many months of supply we have on the market right now? Just over 2 months. 2.5 months range, around there, right? But it's going to grow a little bit. That's still a seller's market. It's not a buyer's market. So what have we done in the office really quick before we move on to our panel? We've gone Google over Google. You've gotten the emails from us. Everyone who uses a RE/MAX Ultimate email address is also receiving the Google Suite as a value add from the office. So it's a very powerful tool because it allows you to have a vault document. You can talk to each other, share calendars. It's a very, very powerful platform. To break it down for people who don't understand Google or haven't used Google, it's like having Microsoft 365. But we've chosen Google instead of Microsoft because we feel it's a more broader platform. Coming soon, our 3 new main websites are going to be launched probably in the next week or 2. They're very, very neighborhood-based. The idea of the neighborhood-based is that we're going to dive deep into neighborhoods and provide more SEO and more opportunity for you to get leads. We have dropped the ball in the past 7 or 8 months. Our provider that we had before, they don't know this, that we're changing. Only 135 people in the room now know, right? We are changing, but we haven't told them yet because they've actually set us back. So with this new provider, this new investment, we feel confidently that you will start to receive a lot of eyeballs on your listings and on your business. If you want a website from them, we didn't want anything to do with that costing, like meaning we don't want anybody to feel that we're making a profit off that. You go directly. So if you want to have a website through 4 Walls is who we're using, they will bill you directly for a website. Whatever information we curate and create, you will have the benefit of having on your website too. That's the benefit of that. Before I move on, surveys. We had MoveSnap come up here and talk about giving your client's email address for MoveSnap. How many people in here want testimonials? You want testimonials? Would you like it if we gave them to you? Okay. If you actually fill out your email address in the trade record sheet, we will actually send your client a link for a testimonial request of how you're doing. That's okay. So what we'll do is we need that email address to be able to help you with it. The agents in our office who use our testimonial program are all receiving testimonials. And here's a kicker too. I write a thank you note to each of your clients. It's talking about how great you are, that you're part of the team, and thank you for your time. And once in a while, not every time, I'm just letting you know, I put a Tim's card in there for $5, depending on the testimonial, right? I put something in there to say thank you for it. And that's a great value add to your business, right? So I'm going to ask you for MoveSnap, I'm going to ask you for this. Our admin team does it all for us. You don't have to do anything. It doesn't cost you anything. We're just trying to get you some more referrals. We've created a new website. It's live right now. It's called myRemaxUltimate.com. It's your one-stop shop. That's where you log in, currently still at Wolf Connect, but eventually it'll just be Broker Bay. You can log into Stratus, Launchpad, DocuSign, Group Coaching, Snapshot, Canada Post, MoveSnap. It's all going to be there. And our goal, the reason why we created this, is because a lot of you ask us, where can I find this? Where can I find that? So instead of all that, we heard you and we're just creating it this way.